Hey, what is going on, everybody? Dude, I have a quick video on the iPad 2018 that Apple just released yesterday. Now, this is not the iPad, this is an iPad Air 2, so it's kind of like a placeholder because I didn't just want to show my hands for no reason. But the initial thoughts of the iPad are actually kind of rocky a little bit. It's not a bad device, I just want to get that out of the way. It's definitely not a bad device at all. It's solid. I like how Apple focused on education on this one. It seems like a pretty cool thing that they did. But specs wise, dude, honestly, it's somewhat powerful. I get it. It has the new Apple A10 Fusion chip, which is not even new, but I mean, it has it now. It has a quad-core processor clocked at 2.34 gigahertz, but it still only has 2 gigabytes of RAM, which isn't horrible, but if they were to release something new, they should have at least put like 3 gigs or 4 gigs. I know the Pro has 4 gigs. This is mostly suitable for students, so I guess why they only need 2 gigs of RAM, but still, I'm sure other people than students are going to purchase it as well, so it's kind of weird that Apple did that. And it still has an 8 megapixel camera and a 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera, and you can say the same thing that students are only going to use it. They don't need that much specs or whatever. They don't need that high resolution of a camera, and it can only shoot 1080p. But again, like, more people than students are going to purchase it, and even though it's the most cheapest iPad they release now, it still would kind of be cool if they were to up the specs a little bit more in terms of the camera and RAM. I feel like even a 12 megapixel back-facing camera would have been pretty sweet, or even a 5 megapixel front-facing camera, but they pretty much kept it the same. The biggest downside for me especially would probably be the existence of a non-laminated display. It doesn't have True Tone display either, which is supported by the iPad Air 2, which is this one right here. And I like it a lot, you know, I like the display. I had the iPad Air 1, and the display on that was actually very, I mean, when you compare it side by side, you can tell the difference. But when I had it, I couldn't even tell, honestly. But again, if they're going to release a brand new iPad, even if it is the cheapest, like I've stated, I feel like they should have, you know, brought some more features in terms of that, other than just the Apple Pencil support, which is pretty sweet, I'm not going to lie. The Apple Pencil is awesome. I really think Apple dropped the ball though, because they didn't support all the iPads, only a select few. And by them doing that, they really like shut off a lot of iPads. And I don't know if it's a software thing or if it's a hardware thing, the Apple Pencil thing. But yeah, I feel like they shut off a lot of people by doing that. The new iPad only has Touch ID 1, which isn't horrible. You know, at least it has Touch ID and not like some face unlock thing, which I don't think they would have done either on the cheapest iPad, because that costs a lot of money to do. I think honestly, they have so many iPad cases left over that they just kind of like, you know, they're like, we just got to get rid of them for the June release of the iPad X or 10 or whatever. So I guess they're trying to get all the iPads like just sold as much as possible for the release. So, but yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts. It is worth it definitely for $209 or $329. For students or for educators, it's $299, so that's definitely a good deal. I will have a comparison between the iPad 2018 and the iPad Air 2 soon. I don't know if I should wait until I actually get it or just kind of do impressions and then do a full review once I do get it. But I think honestly, like for like $329, you can get like an iPad Pro, a used iPad Pro, the 9.7 inch, which is actually a pretty good deal. So I mean, that's something to consider. If you guys have any questions or you agree with me or disagree with me, leave that in the comment section below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button. We're close to 40,000. We're not close, but like I'm trying to get to 40,000 pretty soon. And then hopefully we'll get to 50,000 by June. That'll be awesome. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. And hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.